Yeah. So yesterday we were started with the representation of matrix as an operator form. So we have a matrix A and its elements are Aij. Now we are creating an operator out of that where we have phi 1, phi 2, etc. are basis vectors, orthonormal basis vectors. So now we take we say that a operator is, you can actually have a relation with the matrix elements. So that is I is equal to 1 to whatever dimension you are talking about, and j is equal to 1 to n. Then Aij, phi I, phi j. So this is you relate the matrix elements to an operator. So this is basically the outer product of two vectors. This is a ket vector, this is a bra vector. So it's outer product of vectors ket phi and bra phi j. You write like this, and the outer product is basically an operator. So now actually what you can do is, what is the ijth element from this? So how can I write down ijth element of this? So can I invert this equation? That's what basically I am asking. So can I write down Aij in terms of the operator A? So all of you just quickly do it in your notebook. So if I do bra phi L A operator ket phi M, suppose I do this, what I am going to get here? If I do this, what I am going to get? So you have to take the bra phi L from the left hand side and ket phi M from the right hand side. So this is equal to, I is equal to 1 to m, j is equal to 1 to n, where n is the dimension of the space. Then Aij is just a number. So I can do bra phi L A, there is no A, so bra phi L ket phi I, bra phi j, right hand side phi m, right? So what is, yeah? Yeah, so what is this inner product bra phi L phi I? What is that equal to? Because ket delta IL or delta Li, okay? So you get this is equal to bra phi L A phi M, which is equal to, let me keep one summation for both I and j, Aij, then bra phi L phi A is delta Li, bra phi j phi M is delta Jm. So what is this equal to? ALM. Okay. So all of you understood that, why that is ALM, right? Yeah. So now what we are basically saying is the ijth element of a matrix, okay, ijth element of a matrix is, you can actually write it as some operators, okay, take that operator and you do phi I, phi j, okay. So if you do this, so this is an operator. So from an operator, if you do this one, you get the corresponding matrix elements. Okay. So so basically this matrix, so this is actually give you a matrix A, right. So this is basically the representation of an operator in the matrix form. So if I have an operator, this is the way you actually find out its matrix representation. Or if I have the matrix, what is the corresponding operator representation? So basically you are doing this in a one linear vector space. Okay. So this is actually very useful relations. So you will see soon how we can actually do certain calculations based on this. So let me give you one operator which is H equal to, it's an operator H, which is equal to A. A is any number, you can take it as a real number for time being. Then this is equal to phi 1 bra phi 1 minus phi 2 bra phi 2 plus phi 1 phi 2 plus you can see there are 4 operators here, right? There are 4 operators. And here this one you can see get phi 1 bra phi 1 is like a it will actually project any vector along phi 1, right? So this is basically that, and this is second one is take any vector in that space and that will project along phi 2. But these are different types of operators, they are not projection operators. So this is your operator now. Okay. So all of you quickly write down corresponding matrix elements. You know how to get a matrix elements, right? The matrix elements corresponding to the matrix corresponding to this one is, say, you call it as H, and its matrix elements Hij, I can just write like this. So Hij will be equal to what? Bra phi I H, this operator phi j. Okay. So if you do this bra phi I H phi j, you get the matrix elements of the matrix H. So what is the dimension? So now question is how many phi i's are there? So I am saying that my dimension of the space is 2. So it's 2. This phi 1 and phi 2 are orthonormal vectors. So they form a basis. So this is a 2-dimensional space. So what will be the dimension of the matrix H? What will be the dimension of the matrix H if I do this? It will be a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay. So what is H11? What is H11? H11 is, you use the formula phi 1 H phi 1. Okay, it's an operator. Here it is an operator. So I have to act bra phi 1 from the left hand side and get phi 1 from the right hand side. So what will I get? Just all of you just take 2 seconds to find out H11.
Sir, A.
A, sir.
A. Okay, good. If all of you got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No.
So you have the relation because phi I phi j is an orthonormal set. Phi I phi j is equal to delta ij. So both of them should be equal to same. Phi 1 is 1 and phi 2 is 0. Phi 2 phi 1 is 0. Phi 2 is 0. So if you insert this one here, should I do this? If you ask me, I will do it. how to get it is equal to A?
No, sir, it makes sense.
Okay, so because the bra phi 1, see the left hand side is bra phi 1, right hand side is ket phi 1. So in this, wherever, so left hand side phi 1 means wherever this ket is phi 1, then only that term will may exist. So only two possibilities, this one and this one, this term. And right hand side ket phi 1, that means the bra 1 should be also be 1. So that, so left and right should be phi 1 for these operators, then only that term will exist. So that means only this term is having ket phi 1 and bra phi 1. So if you do basically here, what are you going to get? Bra phi 1, ket phi 1, bra phi 1, ket phi 1. So this will be 1. All other terms will be 0 for H11. Okay. So the answer is A. So now you can write down the matrix. What is the matrix H? This AA.
A minus A. A minus A.
Are you sure? Okay, A minus A.
Yes.
Okay, A minus A. Okay, so this is the matrix H. So now the question is, what are the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of this operator? Okay, so what do you mean by an operator eigenvalues and eigenvectors? Okay, so we will learn more clearly in detail little later. So any operator you take, so there is some vector psi. If I take that operator and act on this ket psi, if I get psi with some lambda, so that means, so in general any operator, okay, in general any operator acting on any state can take you to another state. Okay, so this can be ket phi or ket chi. Let me not confuse with that. So this is what basically in general can happen. If you take an operator, act on some state, it can give you another state. Okay. So any message from the class? Okay. So any operator acting on any state can give you another state. That is what basically in general it can happen. But if some operator which act on the state give you the same state multiplied by a number, it can be generally a complex number, then we say that this is the eigenket. Okay, this is the eigenket or eigenvector of that. See, please talk to me, because for me it is very difficult to look at your messages. Okay, so you switch on your mic and speak. Okay, because somebody is messaging. So A acting on ket psi is equal to lambda psi. So this ket psi is called eigenket and lambda is called eigenvalue. Okay, so lambda is the eigenvalue. So what is its relevance in physics? Okay, so relevance in physics is basically already I told you earlier that any system, there are certain kind of physical system you can represent. That system can be represented using a state. Okay, so all information about that state, that system is in this particular state. So operator is like something you are doing a measurement. So basically you are doing some measurement on that state. So after doing the measurement, the system can get into some other form. So system can get into another system. Okay, or system can remain in the same. Okay, so these two possibilities are there. So one is, in general, if you do a measurement, system actually go to another state. So that is basically quantum mechanically we see. Because of this reason, okay, because of this reason, all other uncertainty relations, all such things will come into the picture. I will talk about that later. So because we already done the Cauchy-Schwarz inequality, So now you look at the operator, and actually we can derive that uncertainty relation now, because now you have some idea about the operators, but I will discuss about the operator and its domain and also in details in a linear vector space little later. But for our understanding here, so this H is an operator. My question is, what are its eigenvalues and eigenvectors? That means, so either you do this and solve the equation and find out lambda and ket size, because you only know the operator, you don't know ket size. So this is an because eigenvalue equation in the matrix, now you have some idea that if I have a matrix here, so you can actually find out eigenvalues and eigenvectors for that. Similarly, using this equation you can find out the eigenvector or eigenket or eigenvalues. So there are two possibilities. If I have an operator, either I solve this equation and find out eigenvalues and eigenvectors, or solve the corresponding matrix eigenvalues and eigenvectors, so that you can actually solve the equation. So first let us do this, find out the eigenvalues and eigenvectors using this matrix. Yeah?
The eigenvector value of the operator will be same.
Your voice is not clear.
So I am saying eigenvector and value of matrix in operator will be same.
Just repeat once more.
So eigenvalues and vector of operator and matrix will be same.
Yeah, so the question is basically the eigenvalues of the operator and the matrices are same. S into S, that is correct. Okay, but the representation, so eigenvalue no issue, but the eigenvector. Okay, so eigenvector, how do you represent the eigenvector for this matrix will be a different way, and how do you represent the eigenvector of this H will be different, because earlier I already mentioned that I can actually represent a vector like 1 0 x cap. I can represent like this. So this is actually, I can just represent like this C1. Usually you do like x cap. Okay, so these are all different representations. X cap is a unit vector, ket E1 is a unit vector, so its matrix representation is 1 0. Okay, so there is a one-to-one, you can actually from one you can go to the other one. Okay, so eigenvalues will be same. So there is no question about that. Okay. So now let us calculate the eigenvalues of this matrix. What are the eigenvalues of this matrix?
Less than minus root 2a.
So eigenvalues of this this operator H or the matrix H are plus or minus root 2a. Okay. So these are the eigenvalues of this operator or this matrix. So now you have to find out eigenvectors. So you can use the matrix first. So we will do both way and see how one is related to another one. So if you have a matrix, how will you find out the eigenvectors? Basically you have A minus A. So this is your matrix. So unknown some vector xy, because that is what you, so vector with the components xy, which is equal to, so use plus root 2a first, then xy. So now you have to solve this. If you solve this, what you get for x and y. Okay. So if somebody have already done it, you can give me the answer. Otherwise, you find out. Anybody has done this? To what are the eigen vectors of what is xy? If you solve this, so if you solve this, what you get? Anyway, a will cancel from both sides, right? A will cancel from both sides. So what you get here is x plus y is equal to root 2 x and x minus y is equal to root 2y. So there are two equations. I can actually solve this very easily. So if I can put x is equal to 1, what will be y? Suppose x is equal to 1. What is y? Can I uniquely, because of root 2 minus 1. So one of the eigenvectors, so for root 2a, the corresponding eigenvector is 1, 1 minus root 2. So this is what you are saying, right? Or root 2 minus 1. Yeah. So if I put minus root 2a, what I are going to get? Because in that case, this will be minus and this will be minus. So what will I get? You can put y is equal to 1. So if you put y is equal to 1, what you get? For minus root 2a, if I put y is equal to 1 in that, I get this one. And what is x is equal to? If y is equal to 1?
minus 1 minus 1.
Yeah?
So you get two different values? So 1 minus root 2.
1 minus root 2. Okay, whoever did not get it, I will give you 2 minutes, just do it. Okay. If you have any question also on this, you should ask, no issue. So we have this operator H, and we have written down the corresponding matrix representation. Then we have solved these eigenvalues and we got root 2a and minus root 2a. Then what we have done was, we have solved the eigenvalue equation and found these two eigenvectors. So one of the question was whether I can, because earlier I choose x is equal to 1 for root 2a and y is equal to 1 for minus root 2a. Yeah, some question was that whether I can use different x and y values. Yes, you can choose any x and y values. The only thing is what you have to do is at the end you have to normalize. You have to normalize that vectors so that there won't be any issue with that. Okay, so you can use x is equal to 100 here, no issue. So here in this case also you can actually, instead of choosing y is equal to 1, you can choose x is equal to 1. So there is no issue. You can choose, that is up to you. Only in the case this basically satisfies this condition, right? So H, so as an matrix thing, H lambda is equal to H. So this you call it as the vector psi 1, and this one you call it as psi 2. Okay, so H psi 2 is equal to lambda psi 2, or H psi 1 is equal to lambda psi 1, or in general what we have written here, if for any operator this is the eigenvalue equation, I can generally write H psi is equal to lambda psi. So the next question is, we have got these eigenvectors like this. So can I write down these eigenvectors in terms of the vectors ket phi 1 and phi 2? So that is very easy actually. So what you can do is, you just write down H is equal to, so note H, basically the eigenvector. So there are two eigenvectors, one corresponds to root 2a and another one corresponds to minus root 2a. So for root 2a you call that as eigenvector is ket psi 1. So in terms of ket phi 1 and phi 2, what you can do is, so this is 1, so this first thing corresponds to ket phi 1, okay. So ket phi 1 plus root 2 minus 1 ket phi 2, and ket psi 2 for the second eigen value, this will be equal to 1 minus root 2 ket phi 1 plus ket phi 2. So this how we got this was basically you solve the matrix eigenvalue equation, found the eigenvectors, and you have written that, because ket phi 1 is the corresponding matrix representation 1 0. Okay, that is the reason we have written like this. Okay, and ket phi 2 is 0 1. Okay, you use this notation. So that's the reason we got it. So next question is, without doing that eigenvalue equation and you solve for x and y, right? Without doing that as a matrix thing, can I get this ket psi 1 and ket psi 2 directly from H with the knowledge that this lambdas are root 2a and minus root 2a. So whether I can get that, that is the question. So anybody have any idea what to do that? Yeah, so what was the question? So I had to find out the eigenvectors for this H, okay, with the knowledge that eigenvalues are root 2a. So somebody was suggesting that you take a brass eye here, but that may not work because brass eye H ket psi will give you just lambda. So we can't do, because ket psi is unknown. Okay, so ket psi is unknown, so we can't do anything. So anybody can think about something?
Sir, what if we expand it in the form of C1 phi?
So all of you understood what the student has said? Because ket phi 1 and ket phi 2 are basis vectors, right? Ket phi 1, ket phi 2 are basis vectors. Because ket phi 1, ket phi 2 are basis vectors, what I can do is I can expand this ket psi in terms of ket phi 1 and ket phi 2. So I have basically psi 1, psi only I know. So I am writing psi is equal to C1 ket phi 1 plus C2 ket phi 2. Okay, I can write down, there is no problem. So now what I should do is, so I take H acting on ket psi. So because there are two eigenvectors, I just write down psi 1 is equal to this one and H acting on psi 1, which is equal to what? So H acting on psi 1, so this one I should act on this vector. So if I take this operator, so it's an operator, if I act on this ket psi 1, that means you act that this H on this vector. So what will I get? So ket phi 1, bra phi 1, so this one can act on ket phi 1 because bra phi 1, ket phi 2 will be 0. So what I get is A will be common to all, so I just take A is outside. So I get C1 phi 1. Okay. So next is this one. Whether this one acting on this one will give you an answer, it will be 0 because bra phi 2, ket phi 1 will be 0. But this one acting on this one will give you a non-zero answer. So this will be minus C2, bra phi 2, ket phi 2 will be 1 and you get phi 2. Then this one again, this will give you answer for this one. So this will give you C2 phi 1 because phi 2 is 1, C2 ket phi 1. So what will be the next term? You understood? Next one will be bra phi 1, so that you can act only on this one, other one will be 0, so you get C1 ket phi 1. All of you clear about that?
The last term will be C1 ket phi 2, sir.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so C1 ket phi 2. Okay, so C1 ket phi 2. So you can actually club these terms now. So H psi 1 is equal to, I can club the phi 1 terms. So this is C1 plus C2, C1 plus C2 ket phi 1. So let me put this bracket here, plus C1 minus C2 phi 2. What is this should be equal to? What this should be equal to? Because you know that H psi 1, H acting on psi 1 should be equal to lambda psi 1, right? So this should be equal to, because now you are looking for the eigen vectors for root 2a, so this will be equal to root 2a psi 1. What is psi 1? This one. Okay, so I just write down. Okay, so this one is basically equal to root 2a. All of you clear about that? So H acting on psi 1, that clearly acted H on that whatever the initial say, you said that psi, you can write it in terms of phi 1 and phi 2, and that should be equal to eigenvalue equation root 2a into that psi 1 itself. So next is the very crucial step. Okay, now can I equate the coefficients of ket phi 1 and ket phi 2 from this?
Yes, sir.
Because ket phi and
Yes.
ket phi 1 and ket phi 2 are linearly independent. So I can equate the coefficients of ket phi 1 and ket phi 2. So what will I get if I equate the coefficients of ket phi 1 and ket phi 2? C1 plus C2 equal to root 2 C1, and C1 minus C2 equal to root 2 C2. Yes? Yes? Because ket phi coefficient is C1 plus C2, here ket phi 1 coefficient is C1 with a root 2, A will cancel out. So this is same equation what we got earlier when you done the matrix eigenvector equation, right?
Yes.
This is the same equation. So when you solve C1 and C2, you get the same thing. Okay. So after getting C1 and C2, you substitute that one, then you will get this equation. Okay. So this is very crucial, because certain problems the matrix may be difficult. This way of doing will be easy. Some problem this way of doing will be difficult. The matrix will be easy, because this is anyway 2 dimension. Most of the quantum mechanics happens in the infinite dimension. So your matrix will be infinite dimension in principle. Obviously, I am going to discuss in the next class square integrable space. So quantum mechanics basically happens in a square integral space L2. Okay, so that it converges basically. Okay, I will discuss this in the next class. So even if it is the matrix is infinite dimension, you can actually truncate it at some point, because you know more than 3 by 3 matrix it will be very hard to do it analytically, means using your pen and paper. Okay, so you have to get into the computer. So infinite dimension, you can truncate it at some matrix size which will converge, then you can find out the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. So this H, basically here H is a Hermitian operator, because H is equal to H dagger. I will discuss that also in the next class. So because of that reason, the eigenvalues of this operator are real, because A is positive, so you can see that eigenvalues are root 2a and minus root 2a, because Hermitian operator's eigenvalues are real and its eigenvectors are orthogonal. That means psi 1 and psi 2 should be orthogonal to each other. So you just check, okay, whether these two are orthogonal. That you can do by the time when you come next class. Okay. So any questions?
So H is defined